Welcome to the next episode of Decants with D. Tonight, we are talking about Amarone, the Italian legend wine. A powerful wine. I am Dietmar Ostermann, your host tonight, and I'm the regular guy from Long Island. So Amarone, the Italian word suggests bitterness, but there's nothing bitter about an Amarone today. The Amarone comes from the Veneto region, more specifically from the city of Verona, right next to the beautiful windsurfing Lake Garda, and it's up there in northeastern Italy. And the grapes are a combination of grapes. The main basic grape is Corvina, but also has some Corvione, Rondinella, Ocellata, and Molinara in there. Some of the Amarones that I'm tasting tonight are majority 70% Corvina and 30% Rondinella. So, how does this process work of making an Amarone? At the peak of the ripeness, they pick the grapes, cut off the bad ones, just focus on the good ones, and then they put them on straw mats for a 3 months period, 120 days, 4 months period, into shelves in a drying hangar, so to speak. And that's where basically those grapes dry almost like to a raisin. And they lose like 80%, 90% of the weight because all the water drains out. And then in January, after the harvest was over and the 120 days over, they're collecting these very, very dense, fruity grapes now that have the skin and all the fruitiness left and all the sugar left and much more alcohol in them now. And then they go through the processing. That is called the appassimento style, appassimento. So the outcome is a much more intense wine, a wine that has much more sugar, much more alcohol. We are talking 15 to up to 17% alcohol. Regular red wine is 13.5, 14%. So this is a heavy wine and typically strong wine, dark color, chocolate notes, cassis, licorice. So those are the tastes that you're getting out of a typical Amarone della Valpolicella. And now, without any further ado, let's open up those bottles. I'm starting with a Masi, a 2007 Masi. What I'm trying to do is show you the difference between an older and a younger. So thereafter, I will be trying the 2016 Antiche Terre, 2016. So quite a difference. And that's what I'm trying to bring out in this video tonight, that you can drink an Amarone when it first comes out after about 4 years, or you can drink an Amarone after 20 years. So this one will be 2007, about 13 years old. So let's get started. The Marsi is a famous vineyard up there in the Veneto region. I have, of course, very fittingly, my Italian masterpiece of equipment here to open those bottles. They always work, never fail. Cork goes out. And then to my right, as always, a good partner, Cacao. All right, I am decanting those wines. I can already see what I'm decanting. It's dark, ruby red, a little brownish. A very dense color, looking good. All right, they will survive. The aroma's just coming out of the decanter while I'm transferring this wine and oxidize this wine is enormous. All right, let's pour a little bit. Dark red color, so I have some white underground here. I'd like to hold the glass behind the white so I can see the color. Not see-through, thick color. I'm also shaking it around a little bit to see the lines in the glass. Heavy lines, indicating high sugar content, high alcohol content. And then I'm looking a little bit at the viscosity, how this wine is easily shaking around, and this wine is slow because it's so rich and high in sugar, high in alcohol. All right. I'm smelling overripe black fruit, blackberry, lots of big flavors. All right, let's roll it over the palate. Explosions of fruit in your mouth. This is bold, in your face, massive fruit, a beautiful wine, prime drinking age right now, 2007 prime drinking age. And tonight we are doing a pork tenderloin, so this will go perfectly. Pork tenderloin, grilled meats, a venison also, big braten, great food for that. Great food for that. All right, let's look at our second contender. This contender rated by Wine Spectator 92 points, and Vivino gives the Masi Costa Sera a 4.2. All right, now let's try the younger one. 2016. This one is rated 91 by Wine Spectator, so very close. And Vivino has it at 4.1, so also very close. And remember, this is the youngest you would normally drink. Such a beautiful wine, the Amarone della Valpolicella. My friend, cork oil. Okay, this one also gets decanted in my Riedel decanter from Austria. Here I'm decanting it because the wine is so young. That gives the wine a chance to start unfolding. I decanted the older bottle much more because the wine was so old. And I wanted to see whether I can get all the aromas out of the bottle. Different reasons, same purpose. Okay, here we go on this one. As always, I'm using a little bit of the new wine to flush out the glass and flush out the old wine. Now this one didn't hit me right in the face when I decanted it. Not surprisingly, because it's so much younger. The color is quite a little bit lighter. I'm looking here, almost see-through, still very solid. It's a brownish red, dark ruby. I see good lines again in the glass, indicating high sugar, high alcohol content. The velocity is a little bit more quicker than at the Masi. Okay, nosedive. Again, some red fruit and black fruit here. Black fruit, I would say blackberry, red fruit, raspberry. Maybe some dark black cherry. Let's give it a roll over the palate. More gripping tannins still in the wine, because the wine is still young and the tannins have not all evaporated like in the 2007, but good tannins, not bad tannins. Even people that are not really comfortable drinking a lot of tannins would like this. Tannins is when your mouth crunkles and gets sucked together, and the upper lip is starting to crunkle, and the tongue gets smaller and smaller. That's the effect of good tannins, but it makes the wine ripe longer. Well balanced overall. Good fruit, good alcohol, round. In the last phase of my tasting, when I swallow, endless finish, beautiful. Both of these wines, ladies and gentlemen, are excellent. Amarone is not cheap because the process takes so long. You have the extra 4 months of drying in there. Plus, during that time, you lose 80% of the weight. So you net effectively need 5 to 10 times as many grapes to make an Amarone than a regular wine. So it's significantly more expensive. So these two contenders, the Antici Terry is an unbelievable $23. That's why I got it at one point in time. I didn't know how good the wine was. I mean, it says 91 points right on there by Wine Spectator, but I didn't know how good it was. $23 only. The Marci, who I like a notch better, I have to say. If I had to make a choice right now, I'd take the Marci, but it's $60. I mean, almost 3 times as much you pay for it. But it's also a 2007. Both of these big wines. You have it with big foods. That's the show for tonight. If you like it, click that button, like it, and press this other button on the other side. Subscribe it. And then we see you again Sunday at 12. See you soon.